certainly in a better frame of mind than we were last week, and I thought in many ways that was a perfect response after last week.
The whole 90, I thought we were excellent. We had to weather 5-10 minute spells from them where they passed it well. You know, that's a good team that we came up against there, and I think possibly they were probably the happier team with a draw. Really, I know managers see things in different ways, but you know, that second half spell for about 25 minutes where we changed formation and pushed Gareth up front with Johnny. Gareth could have had a hat-trick in 15 minutes, and you know, if his finish had been a little bit better, but that's maybe being a bit harsh on him. But his runs that he was making, they couldn't live with him. So that, especially that 25 minutes after half time, the energy levels that they produced and the drive was fantastic.
We certainly had more opportunities than Worcester, and even in the first half, really. Were you disappointed with the goal that we conceded again? Was that one that should have been stopped? I know you could look at every goal that scored against you and wonder where it would, but it was well created. The fullback started it and he finished it.
Yeah, I think, like you say, you can look at all goals and find an issue somewhere. Then sometimes you maybe have to say, well, what a great passage of play from the opposition, and as you say, the right back started with it. They've made a few 1-2s and a third man run, and then he's got through. So I think possibly from Aaron, the goalkeeper's starting position, maybe Tony spoke to him about that. He was a little bit slightly to one side, but he then came back and said that it was with him taking it early. It caught him on the hop, sort of thing, and then the two defenders around it, Kyle and James, said that he mishit it. So you know, we had the response from that was brilliant. You know, that could have gone the other way after last week's debacle, shall we call it, and the lack of attitude and mentality last week. The response was absolutely fantastic. So I'm delighted with the point, but as you've said, I think possibly over the 90 minutes we created the better chances.
And we played some decent football, yet our equaliser, it was the old-fashioned alehouse long ball from Aaron, and it got over the top of them, and Gareth finished really well. Yeah,
once they lost Stuart Whitehead, you know, later on in the first half, that he's their talisman and their leader and organiser, and I just felt at half time if we just pushed, with my pushing the midfield to centre back, if we went 2 up and put them under a little bit more pressure, not necessarily going you know, route one, so to speak, but that's where the goal did come from, ironically. But Johnny holding the ball up and then Gareth Bale to run off him. So, you know, pleasing to
Gareth Bale. When have we signed him?
No, I said Gareth running off him. Sorry, I'm just spitting my teeth everywhere. Sorry, I think it's this tash I'm carrying. Yeah. But yeah, it's nice when a change works, and then for that 25 minutes, as I say, I felt that's the best we played, you know, all season with the work rate, etc. It was brilliant. And, you know, it shows where they weren't last week, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it reflected in the fact that, I mean, I suppose if Joe hadn't taken a knock, you wouldn't have brought him off. You would have seen the game through with the same 11 probably.
Yeah, I think I would have. I was, you know, at half time I had to give, you know, some strong words to Joe because he wasn't in the game and he was making issues and making complaints about things, but at the end of the day, if you don't put runs on as a forward, you're not going to get in the game, and I felt he was a little bit predictable with what he was doing. But then in the second half, with moving Gareth up there, that created space for him to come in behind the pair of them, and he probably should have scored, I think. Joe, when he's back on his left, he's just skied it, but you've got to be in that position to take chances. So, you know, very, very promising going back into the home game next week.
And what word on Will? Because everybody's wanting to know about Will. His 3 months, I think, are up with today's game.
We're hoping to have some news on Will by Tuesday next week. So that's all really I know at the moment. We've been in heavy talks with Tranmere this week and through Will's agent, so I'm hoping there will be some good news on Tuesday, but you know, I don't really want to say too much until it's done, and what we're trying to do is move forward, so things are looking quite positive.
But Will wants to come to Workington?
Yeah, he wants to come and play for us. You've seen the way he's played, he just wants to play football. Yeah. And he was unbelievable again today. His fitness levels are, I haven't seen many as fit as him, to be honest, in my time in football. And then he's got composure. We've said enough about Will, haven't we? Everybody else today around him was fantastic, and he had David Hewson back next to him, who was a driving force in himself. So when them two are winning second balls and pushing and playing forward like that, then you know, we're not too bad.
Yeah. And that continues the league run, because we've been going really well in the league and striking forward, and another home game to look forward to next week.
Another tough game, mind you. You know, that's a big tough team, Brackley. Decent outfit. Again, you know, we've come up against a team today and probably should have beat them, and their budget is probably 3 times ours. You know, Brackley will be the same next week. It's Bradford. Sorry, you're always, you know, coming up against teams that have got more armoury to produce things. You know, that budget is is unbelievable in our league, especially. I think, you know, it's no coincidence that the teams with all the money always push themselves to the top. You get that consistency from players, but we're sat comfortably and doing really well. So, you know, I'm more than pleased with the league form. As you say, we had a blip last week, but the response today shows that was just a blip.
Finally, Darren, has that been your worst week in football after last Saturday?
I'm a bit long in the tooth, that's my worst, but as a manager probably my worst, you know. But I'm the manager, I'm the motivator, I take responsibility for it. I've got to go out and make them perform like they did today, and if they don't, then I'll take the blame for it. So yeah, it was a tough week for myself, but that's what I'm here for, that's what I get paid for. So you take it on the chin and move on, and I hope that, you know, the fans at home have listened to your commentary and have, you know, have responded to it and are going to come and support next week.
Darren, thanks very much.